Hot 97, it's the real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so the last time I saw you guys, you were on Ebro in the Morning.
Yes.
Yeah. I know. We didn't.
Shout out to Hot 97.
Yeah, we love
No,
Hot
I'm
97.
kidding.
We would
I
never.
thought it was awesome. I think it's so cool. And we saw each other at the MTV. We were doing a brainstorming session.
Yes.
That went well. So now we're here, and someone's have a brand new album coming out next week.
We do.
Yeah.
May 26th, Teddy Bear Fresh.
I thought we were also talking about Wale. Wale's Shine
in
in stores
stores
right now.
Go
Go
cop that. Yeah.
please.
Yeah. But yeah, Teddy Bear Fresh is going to be on all your streaming services. It's going to be on iTunes.
Just name them all. Every streaming service.
Yeah, anywhere you can find it. Teddy Bear Fresh, May 26th. And
What is it? Tell me.
It's a real album. Like, it's a real rap
Like
album.
songs?
It's like
Songs,
It's like
yeah.
a playlist, but like an album, like
Right.
an album playlist.
So, you know singles.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is 11 of them. No, it's a real album. We had a mixtape 3 years ago with DJ Drama,
Right.
where we're rapping alongside Bun B and Freeway and Mano and Lil Jon and Hannibal Buress was on there.
Yeah.
And this one has a whole bunch of people rapping alongside us, like,
We have Bun B again.
yes, correct.
But we also have Currency and Smoke DZA. We have
Nice.
Yeah.
we have who else? We have younger guys like Tunji Ige, Michael Christmas.
Jazz Cartier.
Nice.
It's a good collection of people, and while people know us for our sense of humor,
Right.
that's what we bring to our rap songs. But the difference between like us and say like Weird Al or Lil Dicky or Lonely Island is that our stuff has like re-listenability. It's real songs. We were playing it for someone yesterday,
Right.
and they were just like, "But it's real." We're like, "Yeah, no, these are real like songs." It's kind of like what like Donald Glover has done.
Yes, a
Real
great
music.
transition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so does your family understand what you guys do or no? Like at this
Yeah,
point?
at this point, yeah. Like it's been like too long for them to be like, well,
What are you doing?
Right.
Yeah, like
You
are you
know.
going to be bankers now?
Yeah.
But no, we have.
It's been 10 long Thanksgivings of like complaining and
Right.
explaining
Yeah.
for them to not know at this point. But
Sometimes we don't know what we do.
Yeah.
I think that's like, a conversation.
And being brothers, I mean, I'm assuming there's sometimes different visions or whatnot.
Yeah.
Do you guys clash a lot or argue or?
I don't know if it's
Do you want to do it right now?
Yeah,
Like-
yeah. I don't know if it's a lot, but I think that we both, at this point too, like 10 years into our career, we have a shorthand with each other. We understand like what the general vision is, and I think
Yeah,
ultimately
there are things that like, in terms of like song ideas, like, maybe somebody will say, well, this is a song idea that I have, and maybe Eric will be like, well, that's only like a hook.
So is the someone you in this
Yeah,
case?
I was gonna say, who's the someone?
Some hypothetically say somebody who wears glasses
Yeah.
says like a really amazing idea about a song and then is immediately shot down. No,
Yeah.
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 And we have to collaborate like every week anyway because we have a very popular podcast, which we
Yes.
would like to invite you on.
Oh my gosh,
Should you have
totally.
the time.
Yeah.
Of course. Are you kidding me?
it's only quid pro quo. Like because you invited us on here,
Oh,
obviously.
that's
yeah.
okay, of course.
That's it.
That's how you get ahead in this
Yeah.
business.
Yes. So what do you guys want to do after? I mean, have you guys started writing for TV shows and stuff yet?
We sold a TV show.
We did.
Okay.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
sold the television show. We're bringing another one to market, and we just have sort of grand plans to incorporate all of our stuff. Because here's the cool thing: we're not just sketches like we've
Right.
been. We're not just podcasts. We're not just music. We do all these things. So
Not
we
just
like
comedians.
Not just that.
Not.
We want to bring all these things together so it's one sort of big. It's the real sort of soup.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's just like soup. Yeah.
How do you go about, I guess, figuring out what's going to be the next move for you two? Because I feel like you've done everything.
Yeah.
And I don't know if me just wanting to see you guys be writers on a great show is like my vision for you guys.
Well,
which
it's because
is
we're
just,
Jewish. Yeah. You're just like, oh.
No, I-
Yeah. No, it's fine.
But I just feel like being so talented, like what is next?
Thank you.
I want to release a reggaeton album solo.
I hate you right now.
It's called Cállate la Boca.
Yeah. So look out for that.
Yeah.
Coming soon.
No, I think that is just like, have fun and somehow be involved in. We always want to make logical steps. Like we don't want to do anything that's like totally like, left turns.
And also, anything that we do comes from this sort of authentic and genuine,
love of the culture.
Real
Yeah,
place,
yeah,
right?
Because we've worked hard to get to the place where we're at right now. There were years where no one cared about us, and there were times when people weren't tuning in for things or weren't subscribing to things. But we feel like 10 years in, we're in a really good place now, and we're getting lots of opportunities that we wouldn't have been able to get had we not done all the stuff to get to this point right now.
I think it's so important to hear that, because so many people might come across what you guys do and be like, oh, well, I could do that. It's like, okay, relax. Okay.
Yeah.
But it's not just about doing it. It's about being consistent.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And those dark days really do happen.
Sure.
And they don't just happen, just during those years. It happens now.
Yeah.
We all have hard times. So how do you deal with that and get over those times for someone who's watching?
I think that it's a good thing that there's two of us, because you know, when one of us is down, the other one is motivating.
That's nice.
And so, you know, I just think that it's important to sort of not take focus away from like the bigger picture.
Yeah. We're also very stubborn, very driven, and very focused. And so consistency and quality are the two things that got us to this point. You know, when we did sketches, it was every week, and we weren't getting paid for any of that. Like, honestly, we didn't get a check for a lot of years. You know, we missed meals. We worked hard. We were just like, there's a bigger thing down the line, and we're going to get to that place. And, you know, a lot of people were interested in our rap music 10 years ago,
right?
But we weren't in a place then to really, you know, get out there and put a project out,
right? And neither was the industry.
That's
like,
right.
You know, like
they weren't ready.
Oh gosh, no.
The world wasn't ready for these raps.
Like they're barely kind of ready now,
right?
And we're pushing it.
Teddy
at this point.
bear ready, But you should know that you're going to be surprised, genuinely surprised and pleased with the quality of everything here, because this is real good music. Like,
so crazy to me.
Oh, it's crazy to us too, but we've worked on our craft a lot. If people listen to our mixtape, it's one thing. I mean, we played Bonnaroo off that mixtape, right? We were in the New York Times off that mixtape. We just sold out SOBs back in February with no like big single, no, and this is just us. Nothing.
With nothing.
But
for the record,
but we really destroyed that stage, and
nobody has been on that stage since. Like we actually
R.I.P. that stage.
Yeah. We turned it to dust.
Yeah. But all that to say, it's real good music. Like, people enjoy it, people will enjoy it, and we're thrilled to actually put it out.
Have people, I guess, side-eyed it and be like, I'm not going to get on Teddy Bear Fresh? Like, what do you mean?
Oh,
like,
artists?
Yeah.
Not really.
Not too much.
I think so.
I think, like, you know, there are people who, like, we always want to get our Jadakiss verse. Like, Jadakiss loves us, and as every time he sees us, he's like, yo, I owe you your verse.
So we grew up on him. All of us are from Westchester, right? We first met him back in 2012 or 2011 or something like that, down at NBA All-Star Weekend in Orlando. We met him, he and his team, like Ice Pick and Mike L with the eye patch and all these guys. Loved us. And Jada was like, do you guys do music? And we're like, actually, we do. And we'd love to work with you. He's like, great. Ever since then, we have been chasing this one verse.
But like, you know.
Come on.
Yeah, I know.
Jadakiss, if you're watching.
Jada, let's
we still
go
want
already.
this verse.
But all the ideas are tailored for those people. So we have Currency and Smoke DZA on a song called Sugar High, because that's our drug of choice, right? We have Jazz Cartier on a song called Blue Cross Blue Shield, where we vow to stay independent until we die.
Unless the label gives us health insurance.
Right.
And then that's a whole different ballgame.
That's right.
I'm with you.
Yeah, no, then we will sign like any contract you put in front of us.
That's right.
Give
And
us health insurance.
And so we wrote a song for Jadakiss, because, you know, he's top 5 dead or alive.
Yeah.
We have a song for him called Top 135 Dead or Alive, because go ahead and name, you know.
Name 135 rappers better than us.
Yeah.
Just like right now.
Yeah.
Just do it.
We're certainly, we're you know, at worst tied for 134th, right?
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah.
Do people look at you two more as, I guess, podcasters, comedians versus artists, musicians?
I don't know how people look at us.
Really?
Yeah.
The feedback, I'm sure.
No, I think people look at us as like we're so singular in like we're those guys. It's just like, you know, I don't think you can be like, well, they're rappers now. Or they're podcasters now, or they were sketch comedians or something.
Yeah, we are multifaceted. I think the one thing that we're trying to get away from, initially we called ourselves hip hop sketch comedians because that was an easy way to describe us, right? We're like, we do sketch comedy. It's rooted in hip hop.
It's an easy way, but it's also like nobody understands what that means.
So the craziest thing now, it was certainly not our family, but the crazy thing now is that we went to the Grammys last year, right? And we were in LA and we were at a party, and Chris Rock was there, and
I mean, not talking to us. He was there.
No,
Oh
certainly.
my gosh,
Yeah.
okay.
But a whole lot of industry people. TJ Mazzell, who is Jam Master Jay's son,
Yes.
right, was opening for D-Nice, who was DJing.
Yeah.
And TJ comes up to us afterwards.
Oh my gosh.
And introduces himself, and we meet his brother and the whole thing. And he's like, "What do you guys do?" And I said, "We're hip hop sketch comedians." And he was like, "Oh, so you draw rappers?"
And it's
we're
like, yeah, we set up shop in Times Square and we do caricatures.
I was like, oh,
here's
I
ASAP
finally-
Ferg holding a balloon or something.
I finally understand why that would be confusing. Yeah,
Here's 2 Chainz on a skateboard.
We definitely do not
You
draw
know,
rappers.
jumping over a
yeah.
shark or something.
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, well,
well,
so shout
he
out
was very high.
Shout out. So all that to say, if you get a copy of Teddy Bear Fresh right now, you go to pre-sale on iTunes.
Yeah, we will draw some rappers for you. Whatever rapper you want.
Easy.
Yeah, it's like a Kickstarter campaign.
Nessa, do you want to be in like a little race car or something like that?
No
yeah,
problem.
yeah.
That is so funny. You're like, oh my gosh, we gotta get it together.
I was,
This is
yeah.
crazy.
There was one of those times where it was like, did I mishear because it's really loud in here? By the way, how do you do that? 10 years of going to like clubs
Oh, you
and
can't hear anything.
Yeah,
but
no,
the
but
people who do though, or
Yeah.
the people who take phone calls in the
I
studio
don't
setting,
understand how.
it's crazy. They're
Like,
like,
how can you hear anything? You
it's,
can't.
It's wild to me.
wait, when people like ask you for your number, like
Yeah.
you know, when like trying to network
Yes.
in clubs, do you give out your number?
It depends who.
Okay.
You
How
know
do-
what
how
I
do
mean?
you
Like
turn
if
them
it's just
down?
a guy, a creepy guy who's like really just trying to get at me, he's like, hey, let's network. I'm like, okay, no.
What if it's 2?
Yeah. That's why we're here.
No,
You
but-
guys are different.
No, but like, so I don't know. I like to give my email out, right? Isn't that
Yeah,
the
I think
safer choice?
think email's safer, but then I always feel like, is that being too Hollywood?
Yeah.
Oh,
Like, do you ever
maybe.
feel that? You're like, gosh, now I feel like a douche because they think I don't want to give them my phone number, but it's like, well,
Yeah, because I feel like they're watching as you input your information.
Yes.
They're like, not enough information.
Yeah.
So I gave out my number at this
Oh my
SOB show
God.
like 2 weeks ago, and this guy keeps hitting me up, being like, "How's your family?" I'm like, "You don't know my family?" He's like, and he didn't know me beforehand. Like we just met
Oh
at
my
the show.
God.
And so he's like, "How was your meeting?" I'm like, just keeping it super like general with him, and
Right.
I've decided to stop responding.
yeah, block.
Yeah.
Do you have an iPhone?
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
no, I mean
Okay.
I can block, but
I
like
block
that's
2.
Hollywood.
Mostly,
Yeah,
most
that
of the
is.
numbers that I block are like the ones that call and are saying,
Congratulations, you won a cruise to Miami.
Oh,
Yeah.
I hate those.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh my God. I think this is so funny. I'm sure you guys have like endless stories.
we do,
Yeah.
we do.
Do you prefer to interview people, or I guess out of all the amazing stuff that you guys do, what would you say is your favorite? And I'm sure it could be just different things for each of you.
I enjoy everything. There's such a rush performing live and knowing that you're like, and this is such a cliche thing, but knowing that you're connecting with your audience.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's we were down in Austin for South by Southwest, and we hosted the Atlantic Record Showcase. So Gucci and Meek and Cardi and all these different people there, and that was for 3,000 people, and it was streamed online, and that was just there was such a rush for that. So I think that might be what I enjoy most.
I like I'll always have like a very like soft spot in my heart for drawing rappers in Times Square.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
That's my favorite.
Yeah.
Yes.
But my second favorite would probably be the sketches that we used to do.
Really?
Yeah, I want to bring them back in some form or fashion.
And with the podcast, we do enjoy those interviews because we
it's
love
just hanging out with like good people. Like
Yeah.
Right.
you find out so much about a person's life. Like all the people in the industry, but you don't know how they got there.
Right.
And so I think that there's a genuine curiosity as to, we were talking to Dallas Martin today from MMG, the
Right.
A&R, and finding out how he got from Flint, Michigan down to Atlanta and going,
to
through
LA.
yeah.
And beyond that, like everyone's got a story, right?
Of course.
It doesn't matter if you're like the biggest artist, or if you're a new artist, or if you're someone in the industry. Everyone has a story. And our original idea when we pitched the podcast, what if we just hit up people who we haven't like seen in 10 years from high school, and brought them like to our apartment, and just were like, hey, what's
Which you
your
guys
life?
did. And
No,
Yeah.
we did not do that because we were afraid that like those people might hate us or something like that, right?
Yeah.
But what we decided to do was have this thing where rappers and producers and comedians and personalities and industry people come to our Upper West Side apartment
Well,
for
yeah.
a really just in-depth look at their arc and journey and all that.
Yeah.
before the success, I mean, were people open to coming over to your guys' place and actually doing an interview?
Yeah, so like early on when we were doing sketches,
Right.
every Monday, people would come over. Like we had Nori and Capone come over.
Yep, we had Mano.
Like and Nori, by the way, he was so nervous to meet us that he waited downstairs because he got there early. He waited downstairs and smoked cigarettes in front of our building for just like 10 minutes,
keep himself busy,
so that he wasn't the rapper that shows up on time.
But I think now we've gotten to a place where people understand. It's like. It's just another stop on the tour, right? It just so happens it is our real apartment. And there's something to be said about that, like where people are just like, I'm in your house, let me have like maybe a more candid conversation than I would have if I were in a TV studio.
That's so awesome to me because it comes from such a genuine place.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's probably why it's so hard to say, oh, well, why do you like them so much? It's because they're just genuine.
Well, thank you.
When you hear any of the slashes next to your name, it's like, well, all of those things that you guys do come from such a genuine place.
And we work really hard at that too, because we all know there are people who put on airs and act a certain way and play a part. We love this culture so much, and we love putting out good product so much, and we love our loyal supporters so much. We would never want to do anything to go beneath a certain level of authenticity. Yeah.
Do you guys ever judge like the new podcasters that come out and you're like,
fuck them.
Like, okay,
you
guys, we get it.
Someone walked up to me at an event recently and was like, "Yo, I heard that we were making fun of you on our podcast," and I was like, "I did hear that," and he was like, "Do you want to come on my podcast and talk about it?" And I looked at their numbers today, and I was just like, you know, there's not many listeners to it, and I don't know if it's worth it. Do you want to do it or not? I don't know.
Well, okay, my thing is...
Because people do. I mean, of course. So
I had a great conversation with the kid's co-host.
Right.
And he was like, oh, like, you're awesome. Like, you know, because it was 3 people. 2 people really fuck with us. 1 person...
May not.
Yeah, he came to our show and he was like, it's like seeing gentrification on stage. And so he was like... there was an opportunity where we were all in the same room, and the guy who fucks with us came over and said, I'm going to tell the guy who doesn't like you guys to come over and like say what's up or whatever. And the guy didn't talk to me. So I was just like, all right. Well,
so I guess
so Eric's cool. I'm the one that's gentrifying.
So maybe we just like shit on them right here. I don't know.
Wow.
But all that to say, I think podcasting's amazing. It's a chance for like anybody to just talk about whatever and wherever, evidently, and about whatever. So I think more people should do it. I think it's cool, and we certainly do not have like the lock on the podcast thing.
Not at all. And also, I mean, like, you know, literally, like, honestly, because you just used literally wrong. Yeah. Honestly, we are cool with like every other like podcaster that I can think of.
But if anyone wants to start beef,
it's all good. Let's do it.
Come up to me at SOBs and I'll give you my number, and then you can text me and ask me how my meetings are going.
How's your family?
Yeah. What we're really trying to do is start beef with The Real on TV.
No.
Yeah.
That would be hilarious.
Do you know that we've gotten like emails that were meant for them to us? What they want is there was a grandmother who was like,
I want Adrian Bailan to perform my niece's quinceañera.
Oh my God, that's so cute.
And we can't facilitate that.
I know, but it's so cute.
Also, if you've gone to all the trouble to go to itsthereal.com and you see these 2 dumb mugs on wouldn't you think like maybe we can't help you with Adrian's availability?
Well, we did do karaoke with her. She's great at karaoke.
She is great.
Really? Do you guys love karaoke?
Yeah. I would say we kill it.
Oh no, that means you're not passionate about it.
Hold on.
Love karaoke.
What's your go-to?
Mariah Carey, We Belong Together.
Okay, it's a great one. That's a great one.
If
we did it with you
on the remix?
Yeah, I was going to say,
remix.
Jada and Styles. Yeah, totally.
It's perfect.
This is so cool. You know what? When they were telling me like, oh, they're going to be coming in, and I was so excited. I was so curious about this album because, I mean, one, it's so hard for artists nowadays to sell albums, and that didn't stop you guys from putting this together and coming up with this concept.
Well, like, you know, the internet works in such a way that like anybody can find it. And it also just doesn't go away. So, like, you know, because we can stream it and we do feel like the music is good, the comedy is strong, and I think that people will find it and enjoy it.
Yeah, we just want to shout out Empire, who we partnered with to distribute it, because they give a chance to these sort of unorthodox acts.
That's so cool to me.
Yeah. And so now we're in the same sentences as Drum and Fat Joe and Remy Ma.
Dude, this is so nuts
Anderson
to me right now.
Oh, it's nuts to
Did
us
you guys
too.
expect this years ago before starting all this, that this is where you would be?
No, like when we first started, it was like, all right, we're going to do these sketches online every Monday. And then at a certain point, you know, hopefully we'll get on TV. Like there will be that opportunity. But life isn't a straight line. And so we've just done other things that we felt passionate about at that time, whether that was starting a podcast in 2011 and,
or doing music or whatever. It was however we wanted to express ourselves in a genuine and authentic way. And 10 years into our career, 10 years since we decided that we were going to do us.
The craziest part is that we're only 18 and 20.
We started
Which
real
is
young.
So crazy.
Real
young.
young.
At 8, it was hard work.
Yeah.
This is so awesome to me. I love the hustle. And again, it's always when people look at it, I could do that. I could just record myself. It's like, okay, easy, Rambo. It's not that fucking easy. You know what I mean? But I'm excited for Teddy Bear Fresh.
Thank you.
I'm excited to hear the sketches. I'm excited for the music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is this like kind of like Khaled putting songs together and you guys being on some and then some songs not being on it? Or are you on...
We're on every song. Everything. And by the way, I know people say this, but every song's really good, and we're planning on doing videos for every song. And like, we already did a video for Dave Matthews Bands, right? Because
Bands make a dance and Nancy.
Yeah. We have a lyric
song
video.
Yeah, for Fire in a Crowded Room, Get the Hose. And then we also have Waco, which is because everything is so lit.
Yeah. And we did the video for that, and we just put that on YouTube, and that's getting ready to move. And we're
we got a bunch of good songs.
Oh my gosh, this is so cool to me.
We have a song called "Girl, Your Ass Is Like a Metaphor."
Nice.
There's a lot out here. We're really excited. We put a lot of work into this. Ever since the mixtape, we were like, let's really focus on what's next.
And then we just didn't focus. I mean, we have too much stuff going on. Like, it's like, in the meantime, we sold a TV show. We have a podcast every week.
What was the TV show that you sold? Can you say or no?
Sure. We sold a TV show based around our lives, a scripted show that we sold with John Legend to MTV.
Nice.
And now we are working on another one that's a little different, an unscripted show, and we're getting ready to move that around. So
this is so cool, you guys. Would you ever want your own talk show?
No, I don't. You know, it's funny.
I mean, we sort of
everyone
already have
asks
one.
you that. I'm sure everyone asks.
Well,
you.
yeah,
I mean,
by the way, nobody's asked us that.
No, someone. People have.
I would do a daytime show. Like, I would come at Ellen.
Yeah, or The Real.
I was gonna say.
The Real.
The Real.
The
Real.
This is so good. I love it.
Do you remember the first time we met?
When was the very first time?
The very first time we met was at Boozy's listening.
Yeah. At Atlantic Records. Yeah.
And Renelle took our picture.
She did.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that was at least, I think, 2 years ago, right?
It was.
Yeah.
It was.
You had just come to town.
Yes.
Happy almost 2-year anniversary of that. Yeah.
I'm just so happy to see good energy win.
Thank you.
Because nowadays.
Wale's Shine is in stores.
Go get that right now.
that.
Shout out to our MMG brethren. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say, you guys shout out Rick Ross
we
a
do.
lot.
We do.
Yeah.
But you know
he's
what?
the most Jewish name in hip hop, so like we have to because he's like, one of us.
Yeah.
There's not too many, rapping Jews out here.
Dude,
And by the way, we are self-made, so
yeah.
Yeah. Join our power circle.
That's right.
I love this right now. Do people judge you guys though? Like, where they're like, no thanks.
Maybe they do. I think it's less now.
Yeah, I think everyone's used to you guys.
But
no
yeah,
one
that's
cares.
right. That's
I
right.
think no one
I
cares.
wish that more people judged us.
Judging
And I think
us.
everyone sees how genuine you two are, right? Because
Yeah.
I think if you don't take the time to understand what you guys are doing is so quick. I mean, I feel like the world right now, everybody's so quick to judge everybody.
Yeah.
But I think knowing and studying your work, you'd be like, they're just genuine guys who want to create dope stuff for people to enjoy.
That's right.
Yeah.
And we never want to take down anything that has already been built up in terms of this culture. Like, we respect it so much that we want to just put on in the right way. So, and artists respect that, executives respect that,
so
our fans
nice.
respect that.
That's so nice to hear that.
Yeah.
Gosh, that's so nice. Because a lot of times people, you don't hear that. And they're just kind of like, okay, well, how about...
It's real important to us, and I think that's one of the reasons why we're more relevant than ever in 2017. So
isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
What do you guys think? I don't know how political you guys can get, but I mean, what do you think about everything that's going on? Being that you guys have such a strong voice and so many people listen to you guys, do you look at the climate of everything that's happening in our country and like, damn, we are in a really tough spot right now?
yes.
Yeah, that's like an understatement. I was just reading this is definitely going to paint my political views, but I was reading The New Yorker today, and there was an article about Kumail Nanjiani and about how he is making a movie that's coming out soon. It's called The Big Sick, and how he didn't aim for it to be a political, a political minded movie, but because he is Pakistani and because the political climate being the way it is, everything is automatically political.
Yes.
And so, yes, I think that just surviving in America, everything is political. I think that existing in this world.
I was reading a piece on The Rock. It was in GQ, I think, yesterday, and where he said, like, the interviewer was like, "Would you run for president?" And he was just like, "I might." And he sort of does still toe that line. I think that Michael Jordan did, like, back in the day, where he's like, "Well, Republicans buy shoes too."
Yeah.
I think that we're very clearly on the Democratic shoe standpoint.
Yeah.
But I think
just check our Twitter.
I was gonna say.
But I think that I think that people judge our content strictly for the humor in it, and for the authenticity and the respect that we bring about in this business. But I think if anyone's interested in our political views, like, we're horrified these days. We can't believe we're in this situation, and we're hoping that a lot of stuff, gets fixed very soon, because it's very troubling.
Scary times.
It is. Every day we're on our phone. We're on the phone with our mom, just being like,
and
what?
there's always an alert. It's always something, right? It's always like, God, can we just have a day where it's just nice?
Yeah.
It's really.
And then if it's not that, then it's some dude hitting me up, being like, "How was your meeting? How's your family?" Just too many alerts.
Between alerts and this guy.
Yeah. Just my life is in a really bad place.
This is why you got to get Teddy Bear Fresh.
Let's do it, guys.
This is why you got to get your mind away from it and just take a break and sometimes enjoy the moments for what it is.
That's right.
I'm so happy that you guys are able to do what you love. Not a lot of people could do that.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people can say that they do that.
And thank you so much for having us here.
Of course.
This is really awesome. This is
Don't
great.
forget about me next time you guys come
Come
here.
Come on now.
Well,
Thank you guys so much.
Thanks, Nessa.